the pit vipers and everything.
Uh-oh, wait, we have a surprise contestant.
Is that it?
Oh my gosh. What is happening?
If you think the chicken should win, make some noise.
Oh my gosh.
Inappropriate.
Wow. Okay, now first of all, tell us your name or your costume.
I'm a pyrite knight.
Give it up for Pyrite Knight! Okay. Wow, he stole his mom's shoes. Okay.
And next contestant we have Indiana Jones.
And the last contestant we have
Superman.
All right, we are going to now take off 2 of the people and to get to the last 4 people. Okay, the judges have decided. We're moving on to the next round. Superman, Pyrite Knight, thank you for playing, but you guys did a great job. High five. Yes, thank you, sirs. All right, you are still in. Get up next to these people.
Our
Bring it in.
3 contestants and our special guest. Come on up. Chicken Man. All right.
Okay.
Starting with number 1.
Starting with number 1. Okay, starting with number 1, we have Indiana Jones. Okay.
All right. If you think the chicken should win, make some noise.
And if you think a rock is gonna win, make some noise. Okay.
All right, and let's hear it for Michael Dacey. All right, we will be down to our last 2.
Okay, listen up. Michael Dacey and the chicken are moving on to the next round. Thank you for playing. You guys did great. You guys are awesome. Okay, listen, everyone get quiet. We're gonna make some noise for Michael Dacey.
And last but not least, the chicken.
I don't know. I think that needs one more scream off. What do you think, Kat? It must have been
so.
pretty close. Give it up for Michael Dacey!
And for the last time, the chicken! All right. I think we have our winner.
Wow.
Mr. Chicken is our costume contest winner!
Turns out you can't beat a chicken. Well, you get the only $10 gift card that we have, so thank you for playing. Thank you for wearing a cool costume. You may go ahead and take a seat. We are thankful for you.
Get the clock out of here.
Okay, so listen up. Kat, why don't you tell us the next game we have?
We are moving on to our next phobia, and it is the most arguably well-known phobia known to man. It is the fear of small spaces, also known as claustrophobia. So I need 3 contestants who are ready to face their fear of small spaces. Here's how it's gonna work. We have 3 boxes and 3 contestants. You are gonna face your fear of claustrophobia by staying in one of these boxes until further notice. Whoever lasts the longest gets a $5 gift card to Starbucks. Really, you only need to stay in there until the rundown, so it's like 5 minutes.
Okay, Now, you're Amelie, right? Amelie, I think, would you be okay sitting in this box? Because I don't know if I think that these guys, I don't know if they're gonna have a chance at fitting in this box.
Oh no, they got it.
You wanna go ahead, I mean, you could try.
You got it. Just feet first and then, you know. All right, George, here is your box. Step on in there.
You got this. Yeah, I think. Okay, try getting in the box. Try getting in the box. Yeah, you go however you think. You can move. You can stretch the box a little bit, but don't fall over. You got it.
All right,
she's got it. Let's go.
Woo! So,
oh my gosh.
Your goal is to stay in these boxes until we are done with all the games and have started Rundown. If you can make it until Rundown, you get a $5 box. Feel free to get out of the box at any time. You are not forced to do this.
Okay, but listen up. Now it's time for our next game. While the contestants stay down so they cannot be seen, their heads must be hidden. We have Phobia. This is the fear of donuts. Now I have 3 people helping me.
If you need to get out.
We have 3 people bringing in some donuts on a string. This is the fear of donuts. Now I know all of you guys are absolutely terrified of donuts, so we decided to brace our fears together and eat some donuts off of a string. Now, if you've ever been to any fall event ever in your entire life, you've seen this game. It's a donut, it's on a string, and guess what? Your hands are behind your back. You must eat the donut without using your hands. Are we clear? Does that make sense? Okay, now they have set this up. We need to pick 3 more contestants. Spencer, get up here. Homeless man, you get up here. I need a girl. I can't be doing all guys. Okay, yep. Genesee, no. One of you guys. I need a girl. Yes, yeah, get up here, yep. Okay. You got this. Careful, watch your step. Okay, listen up. You guys know the rules. Do not use your hands. If it falls to the ground, you can use your discretion to eat it off the ground. It's totally up to you. If you're desperate for food, this guy, first of all, he is a homeless man. Can we just give it up for the homeless man? Wow. So, contestant number 1, tell us your actual name.
Diego.
All right, and contestant number 2, what's your name?
Ashlyn.
Give it up for Ashlyn.
All right, and the last contestant is?
Spencer.
Give it for Spencer. All right, it's time to start the game in 3, 2, 1, go!
Someone needs to get him a chair. Get him a chair.
Oh my gosh. Look at the technique. What is that? He's hungry, but he ain't crafty.
We need a chair.
No. Oh, he needs a chair. I didn't even know what was happening. What happened? No! No!
On the ground.
It's my worst fear.
I've never seen something like this before. Have you taken a bite, my dude? He's going the slow and steady route. I respect it.
What did he do to the donut?
No hands, no hands.
My donut.
You gotta want it. You gotta want it.
Can we get an ASMR of this?
No.
No. So sad. Oh no, Spencer!
He's ripping it
Get
off the
going!
string.
Don't fall off! Be careful!
An animal.
Oh, hold on! This homeless man is getting his fill.
Come
wow,
on, you
that
got
is
it.
disturbing.
You're almost there. Making some
Oh my
progress
gosh.
over here.
Oh my gosh!
I've never seen something like this before.
It's dry. He needs some milk. Come on! We only got like what? 100% of each of their donuts left. You got like 10% left, my guy.
You're almost there.
Come
You're
on.
trying, girl. You got this.
Use those salivating glands. Yes! Finish it. You gotta eat it. Here we go.
And we have
got
a winner.
on the brink of extinction? No, I don't know. On the brink of winning. Give it up for Diego. He's about to win. Clap it up. Wow.
Thank you to our lovely contestants for facing their fear of donuts.
It's over.
Terrifying.
It is over. It is done. Woo! He has won, and he is risen. Jesus, of course. You can take the donut
You guys
if you want.
can take your donut.
He's doing some push-ups. He's doing his victory laps.
You want it?
3,
Keep it.
4, 5,
can take
6, 7. Wait, but you only win $5, so you probably should only win 5 push-ups. He wins $5. Everyone give it up for my man right here. Can we get some people to help us move this off the stage? We got some high schoolers coming up on stage. Can we get some people to help us move this stuff off of here? Wow. Just break it down. I'm gonna break it down for you like that. There we go.
You guys are the best. All right. The next one is the Phobia. Oh, no, that's
Okay. Kat, why don't you tell us what the next game is?
All right, moving right along, Adam. Our next game is Phobia.
Yeah!
We all know what that is, right? It is the fear of tape.
Tape.
Tape is absolutely terrifying. So I need 2 people who want to face their fears of tape.
Wow. Okay.
All right, so we are gonna face our fear of tape with a game we like to call Say Anything.
Wow.
Where you can literally say anything.
Anything.
But if you pause or repeat the same word as your opponent, then you are gonna get a piece of tape stuck to your face. So what's gonna happen is you guys can go back and forth saying different words. If you pause where you can't think of a word or you repeat the same word, you get to stick tape on the other person.
It is any random phrase you can think of that is appropriate and that is not repeated from whatever they said. So it's not a phrase, it is just one word. You can use a compound word like warehouse. Okay, so
No,
it can be any word you want.
It can be a fruit, it can be a movie,
called
it can be an actor, anything you think of.
You want. Say anything. If you stutter, if you repeat the same word, you get a piece of tape stuck on your face. Does that make sense?
And the first person to get 5 pieces of tape stuck to their face is out of here.
Okay.
So, are you guys ready?
Bring it in. Face off. Get ready. Get center of this line. Here we go.
Ladies first. I'm gonna put the microphone in here.
Here we go. We are starting in 3, 2, 1.
Musicals.
Scary.
Dogs.
Spider-Man.
Oh,
Pause. So, what
Jaring.
happens is you get to put a piece of tape on your opponent's face, not over her mouth.
Not over the mouth, yep.
Maybe we should have started this. It's over here, my guy.
I'm sorry. You got this. Just do it.
Yes.
Do whatever, yeah. Just do it.
Right on her face.
There we go. Oh
All
my
right,
gosh, that's the first.
1. And 3, 2, 1.
Batman.
Blood.
Fire.
Dog. Oh, we already said that. Right?
She
she said
stuttered.
dog.
Jaron, go put another piece of tape on her face. We have 3 remaining for Beatrice.
All right, little
Here we
tips and
go.
tricks for the game. Think of categories, think of colors, think of fruits, things you can say multiple of.
Say anything. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Beauty.
Red.
Annie.
Orange.
Jasmine.
Yellow.
Aladdin.
Green.
Dog. Oh my gosh.
Dogs
Oh
are
my
popular.
goodness, no! That's 3. Put another one on. Here we go, Jaron. We gotta go.
It's all right. I love
It's just
dogs.
dogs.
Too.
Dogs are the
so
best
great. I'm
animal
also always
and
thinking
pets.
about dogs.
Cats are second. No, I'm just
I know,
joking.
you
I'm
could
making
do,
enemies.
You can do types of dogs. You could do breeds, dog breeds.
You can do anything. Say anything.
You can say anything.
All right.
No one said anything yet.
Here we
3,
go.
2,
1.
1.
Room.
Math.
LED.
Science.
Reading.
History.
English.
PE.
Miss Murphy.
Was that a stutter?
That was a stutter. Beatrice,
right.
go ahead and put a piece of tape on Jaron's face. Here we go. Boom, ready. We're gonna start again in 3, 2, 1.
Miller.
Cat.
Oh no!
Stutter, here we go. Another piece of tape, put it on his face. Here we go.
All right, it's almost tied up. 3, 2, 1.
Brancoli.
Flute.
Miller.
Trombone.
Oh, wait, I already said that.
She already said Miller. This is the fourth piece of tape on her face. You have one
More piece of
chance.
tape, and then we have a W for the boys.
Here we go. In 3, 2, 1.
Broski.
Drever.
Mom.
Geezy.
Dad.
Wisnowski.
Sister.
Anything.
Brother.
I don't know.
Cousin.
No idea.
Aunt.
I'm thinking
Uncle.
of a clue.
Grandpa.
I don't know.
Second cousin.
What to do.
Third.
I don't know
Wait.
twice. He said I don't know twice.
Put a piece on Jaren's face.
It is really anyone's game at this point.
There you go.
Wait, like second cousin and third cousin count?
That's fine. That works.
That's fine.
Go.
You can even say, never mind.
Here we go. That's number 3. Okay. In 3, 2, 1.
1,
Cousin.
2,
3,
4,
5,
6,
7,
8,
9,
10,
12,
13,
14,
15,
17,
19,
18,
3,000,
200,
400,
90,
900,
92.
6,000,
I don't know.
40.
He said, I don't know. This is the last piece of tape. If you think Beatrice is going to win, make some noise.
If you think Jaren's gonna win, make some noise.
Yeah. They have 4 pieces of tape on their face each.
is
This
anyone's
is
game.
the final showdown.
In
3, 2, 1.
1 million,
2 million,
3 billion,
4 million,
5 billion,
6 million,
900,000,
700,000.
432,
Music.
9.
Oh, we have a pause.
Oh, Jaren, seal the deal. She loses. Jaren wins. We've already said 9.
He paused. He paused.
I thought she said 9 twice.
Did you say 9 twice?
Yeah.
Oh, you said 9 twice before he paused. It's almost a tie.
Give it up for Jaren. He has won the game. Also give it up for Beatrice because she did a great job. You know, give me back that tape. You can wear the tape for the rest of the night if you want as a statue of your glory. Here you go. Thank you for playing, brother. Yeah. Cabin
You
buddies
guys
right there.
are awesome.
Okay, now before we give these contestants their prize for staying in the whole time, we have one last game.
Don't forget, they're still in the
And
boxes.
these fine gentlemen are getting it from the back. It is called Phobia.
Oh, no.
Phobia.
No. Adam, don't make him do this. You can't.
I'm sorry.
Nonsense. The accident.
It has to be done. I don't know what to do about it. It's got to be done.
How you doing over here?
Good.
Do you have anything to say to your friends?
No.
No, she's doing great.
As you can see in my hand, I have a blender. As you can see on that table, they have food.
Oh, no. Is that a pickle? Dill pickles? Dill.
Wow.
Interesting.
So, listen up, guys. How this game works is I have a dice. And you know how many sides a cube has or a dice has? There is 15
Good
sides.
Job,
No, I'm
guys.
joking. There is 6 sides on a dice, and there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 things on the table. Now, we're gonna have one person, one brave soul, venture into their fear of blenders. Listen, in a moment, I will pick one person.
Are you sure you want to do this? You are gonna drink
Chase,
that.
get up here, bro. Get up here, Chase.
Yeah.
Okay. Chase is wild, bro. Chase,
Are you
hold this
trying to get
dice
out of
in
the
your
box?
hand. Now, Chase,
Homeboys,
you are
listen to
gonna
music.
roll this dice twice. Now, whatever number it lands on, you will have to put in your drink and blend it together. So, number 1 is a bottle of ketchup.
Ooh.
That's how you drink it, brother. Number 2 is Gatorade.
The best flavor, arguably.
Number 3 is chicken noodle soup. And number 4 is chalky milk.
I think that's protein chocolate milk too. You
That's
trying to get those
protein.
veins, Chase? That's the protein chocolate milk. That's the protein.
We have organic kosher dill pickles.
Yum.
And last but not least, at number 6, we have apple juice. We have
Dude,
3
ketchup
good
and pickles,
and
though.
3
Ketchup and pickles.
bad. Chase, go ahead and give us a roll. He got 5! That is a dill pickle! Wow.
excited.
All right,
Please
Chase,
get a
now,
one.
as I figure out how to open this thing,
How many pickles do you think we should put in there? All of them?
Chase, no, that's so mean. We can't do all of them.
All
That's
of
just
them,
brutal.
all of them,
All of them,
all of them, all of them.
Just the juice! Just the juice! Oh my gosh. Okay,
All the
Chase,
pickles.
go ahead and roll this thing one more time.
A lot of electrolytes in the salt, so you'll be good.
He got six!
Level two.
No! Kat, you want to open that for me? Thank you. Yo!
How much do I pour in?
George came out. I don't know. He never fear of tight spaces. George, you are out. You came
Chase
outside
claims
the box.
he has drinking worse
Go ahead
things. What?
and come on
What
out.
was that?
Go. Okay, well, we'll wait for him to come on out. So, was the apple?
Wait, who thinks he should spin the dice one more time? One more time!
That's so
one
brutal.
One more time!
He got four!
One more!
He got
Cookies!
4. What? Chocolate milk? What is that? You do it, my brother. That's.
Dude,
oh.
pickles and chocolate though?
Please don't
That
spill
probably
it. Please don't spill
slap.
it. Oh no. Oh no. Oh,
I feel like
honey.
pickles and chocolate might not be that bad.
All right.
Yeah, it's gonna be good.
Now, I need
Yeah.
absolute silence.
Not even that bad.
Adam need focus. Adam never used this before. I gotta hold the top. Should I press on, ice crush, or pulse?
Does someone need help with a blender?
Liquefy? Ew, puree?
There's an on button, and then you press mix.
No! That's a quiet blender.
Okay, it's done.
Wow. Okay, turn it off, turn it
And
off.
then you press the off button, Adam.
It's Blendophobia. Wow. Now, Chase.
Pour the man his beverage.
Wow. The goblet. The man.
Chase claims it's not even
drink.
that bad. We should have added some ketchup. Ew.
That's actually disgusting.
The good news is there's extras just in case anybody else wants
How do
some.
I do this? Chase. How do I do it? I don't know how to do
No.
it, man. Okay, Chase, you ready?
Oh, he's out?
Get the cup ready, get the cup ready. Go. There you go, bro. Hold up, don't do it yet. Chase, do you think you can do this?
No, this is light for real.
This is light! Do you guys think he can drink this?
Yeah.
Yeah! All right, Chase. If you throw up, I really don't want to clean that up, dog. So you got
If
that,
you
okay?
throw up,
No,
aim
I'm just-
for not the stage.
Wow, we didn't get a trash can for him, but good luck. You got this, bro.
We should give him a nice little countdown.
Nice countdown. From 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I thought you said it wasn't gonna be that bad.
It was worse than I thought it was gonna be.
Finish it, finish it. He spit it out. Hey, thank you so much for your effort. You're
it
doing
bad?
awesome.
I can't do that. Yeah, okay. Listen, guys.
Dude, that smells nasty.
Bro, that was some good stuff.
Yeah.
Chase, and we'll give it for Chase. He came and was courageous, faced his fear. Kat, you can go ahead and give him
And we got a gift
that
card
gift
for
card.
you. Wash that down with a nice little frappuccino
now,
or something.
If I can get some help from my previous volunteers who so kindly laid down their arms and their muscles to move this, that would be so helpful. Because I'm going to give our final 2 contestants their cards for owning this game.
Joel, if you want your small group to have that, go ahead and take it. I saw you eyeing it.
Right here, we have Amelie. Give it up for Amelie, everybody.
Yo,
She gets a
middle school boys
$5
better
gift
listen.
card. We're staying in the box. You can come out now.
Thank you, guys.
All right, and go ahead and say your name to everybody, bro.
Cole Miller.
Let's go! Give it up!
You
Clap
guys
it up!
are
Yeah!
Bro, you did it.
There's your card, bro.
You did it.
You can come out now.
He was listening to music the entire time.
That's
So smart, honestly.
he wants to stay in here?
You want to stay?
That's kind of scary, man. Okay, well, hey,
All right, he's just gonna.
you
chill.
guys, thank you for coming to Phobia Nights. We're glad you're here, but now it's time for a little something that we call chorophobia. Now, you thought this was over. Kat thought this was over, but it's not. Chorophobia doesn't mean the fear of dancing, and we're gonna do some random dancing right now. Get ready,
Who wants
it's
to see
happening.
Adam dance?
Here we go. You ready, Kat? It's time, Kat. Come on, here we go. Who's over here? Who's over here?
No one's in
That's
the
you.
solo.
That's you. Come on. Here we go. Yeah. Yeah.
Chicken! Oh,
Okay, over here. Over here.
Oh,
Come on.
yeah,
Get it going.
yeah.
Get it going. Okay, who's next? Over here. That's Cody. Up. Get up here, boy. Yeah. 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 Wow, over here, Marcus Blackwell. Let's go. Wow. Wow. Okay. Wow.
that was some beautiful dance.
Kat, that was crazy. Kat, that was absolutely crazy.
What a great way to end off our phobias.
Man, I have not hit cardio like that in about 3 months. So, thank you for that. I needed that. My lungs are shot. No, they're not. I'm just joking. So, you guys,
Chicken.
we're going to the rundown. We want to let you guys know what is going on. So, first up, scan this barcode, get into our socials, into our Instagram, scan that, log in, follow us. We post stuff on there all the time, and you can find out what's happening.
That's at vintage.youth, but without the vowels, because I guess that's cool. And you're gonna wanna get into know with something called Remind. You're gonna text 81010. If you're in middle school, that's MS Vintage. If you're in high school, that's HS Vintage. That's how you'll also stay in the know of what we're gonna do. And that's how you probably knew that we had a costume contest going on. So make sure you sign up if you're not there yet.
And you guys, up next, we also have something very important.
Ooh.
If you still want to go to the woods, we have a QR code. Get in that QR code, scan it, ask your parents. It is now $2.29, I believe. It's $2.49. Early bird special has gone. It is now gone up. But guys, there is still hope for you. The Woods is a middle school camp for the middle schoolers. You guys need to be there. I'll be there, Brooke will be there, and Daisy will be there, and all the rest of you guys will hopefully be there. It'll be fun, it'll be cold, and it'll be Jesus. So
The Woods
sign
is
up.
gonna be fun. That's gonna be super fun. But high schoolers, where are you at? High schoolers, raise your hand, make some noise. We've got Winter Weekend, also without the vowels, because that's just a cool thing to do. Winter Weekend, January 20th to the 22nd. You're not gonna wanna miss it. We're going to a new location. It's gonna be bigger, it's better. We got a dodgeball tournament, possibly. I heard, possibly, I'm sorry, Daisy, there might be puppies. There might be puppies. There's gonna be a puppy petting zoo, maybe. I don't know, I'm just excited for that. So sign up, early bird pricing is now, but if you wait a little bit longer, it's gonna go up. So scan the QR code and make sure you go, because puppies and dodgeball, what else could you want besides that in Jesus? And on that note, we're gonna transition into a time of worship. So if you guys would bow your heads, open up your hands as in a surrender to Jesus, and pray with me. God, I want to thank you so much for this time that we get to spend together, just partying, having a good time, having fun, facing our fears, and ultimately glorifying you, God. I pray that tonight the message will impact each one of us personally, and that we'll just grow stronger in our relationship with you and with the people around us. And may we just be focused on you and what you have for us. In your name we pray. Amen.
Hi guys, I'm Michael Dacey. Woo! I invite you guys all to stand up and join us in the front for some amazing worship. In the darkness we were waiting, without hope and without light, till from heaven you came running. There was mercy in your eyes to fulfill the law and prophets. To a virgin came the word from the throne of endless glory to a cradle in the dirt. Sing it out, guys. Praise the Father, praise the Son, praise the Spirit, three in one. God of glory, majesty, praise forever to the King of Kings. To reveal the kingdom coming and to reconcile the lost, to redeem the whole creation. You did not despise the cross, for even in your suffering you saw to the other side, knowing this was our salvation. Jesus, for our sake you died. Praise the Father, praise the Son, praise the Spirit, three in one. God of glory, majesty, praise forever to the King of Kings. Sing it out. This is how amazing our God is, guys. And the morning that you rose, all of heaven held its breath. For the stone was moved for good, for the Lamb had conquered death. And the dead rose from their tombs, and the angels stood in awe. For the souls of all who'd come to the Father are restored. Sing it out! And the church of Christ was born, and the Spirit lit the flame. Now this gospel truth of old shall not kneel, shall not faint. By His blood and in His name, in His freedom I am free. For the love of Jesus Christ, who has resurrected me. Sing it out, guys. Praise the Father, praise the Son, praise the Spirit, three in one. God of glory, majesty, praise forever to the King of Kings. Together, praise forever to the King of Kings.
All right, guys. As we continue moving into this next song, we're doing something a tiny bit different. We're gonna be playing a different kind of style of a song. It's gonna be really fun. It's gonna be really cool. So I just encourage you guys, Max, just get hyped, man. Just get super hyped. It's gonna be fun. You ready, Sam? The eye patch is on. Let's do it.
You are the reason for life, the air inside my lungs. You take hold of my heart, and there's no doubting that your love is unexplainable, phenomenal. And what your grace has done is nothing but a miracle. So tell me, how could I ever turn away from you, when you've always been the way, the life, and the truth? You've given me a new heart to reality, living for the one who set me free. You've given me a vision better than a dream. You ain't gotta wake me up, it's not a fantasy. Da, da, My friends keep saying I've changed, I'm acting different different now. They wanna know what I know, too. Then so I told them, if you're free, I'm ready. Come and youth with me. Leave your past right out the door, and you'll be giving me a new heart to reality. Living for the one who set me free. Giving me a vision better than a dream. You ain't gotta wake me up. You turn my life right upside down. Set my feet on higher ground. Now I'll never be the same. It's not a fate. Come on, let's go.
Come on.
Come on to the middle. Come on, guys.
Has me eating like for supper. I'll never doubt his love, and I'll never love another. Now love is soaring, don't quit on your faith, keep going. Call on our Lord, that's all knowing. If it's right for you, you'll know it. He got all the blessings, don't put your hands together. You doesn't ever, cause there's no other party like a G.O.D. party, cause a G.O.D. party don't stop. Right here.
1, 2, 3, 4. Hey, Marcus, you want to do that again? Do it one more time? Let's do it back. Let's run it back. One more time, one more time. All right, say, let's do it one more time. Bridge, 2, 3, 4, there you go. Okay. Let's do it again. Guys, sing it with us. Here we go. Oh, no, not from here. Let's do the whole song. Let's do it. Okay, let's do it again. Now you guys know it. Sing it with us.
Just I'm acting different now. They wanna know what I know.
Let's start again. Let's start again. Let's start again. We're going to get it, guys. It's going to be great. Okay, one more time. One more time.
Come to the middle, guys. Let's
From the
dance,
beginning.
let's go.
You are
The reason for life, the air inside my lungs. You taking hold of my heart, and there's no doubting that your love is unexplainable, phenomenal, and that your grace is done is nothing but a miracle. So tell me, never turn away from you when you've always been the way, the life, and the truth. You've given me a new reality, living for the one who set me free, giving me a vision better than a dream. You ain't gotta wake me up, it's not a fantasy. Da, da, da.
Da, 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 da.
My friends keep saying I've changed, I'm acting different now. They wanna know what I know, so tell the truth, and so I told them, if you're free on Wednesday, come to youth with me. Leave your past right out the door, and you'll never be a new heart.
To reality.
Living in the one who set me free. You've given me a vision better than a dream. You ain't gotta wake me up at all. You turn my life right upside down. Set my feet on higher ground. Now I'll never be the same. It's not a phase.
Wait.
I woke up this morning, pray for him, now love is soaring. Don't quit on your faith, keep going. Count on our Lord, that's all knowing. If it's right for you, you'll know it. He got all the blessings flowing. Hands together, pray for salvation forever, cause there's no other party like a G.O.D. party, cause the G.O.D. party don't stop.
Okay. Thanks, Marcus. Hey guys, you guys can grab a seat.
Oh my goodness! What was that? That was incredible. Can we give it up for worship team right now? And whatever Marcus just did, that was pretty cool. All I know is a GOD party don't stop, and that is a fact. A real true fact. Hey, thank you guys for being here tonight. We love you. Thanks for making us part of your week. But I've got some stuff I would love to tell you about. First one is this. Raise your hand if you have a legit phobia of something. Like something terrifies you. It gets you good. Whew. I have a handful of these. I have a handful of these phobias, and I got the first one for you on the screen. Maybe you've been in this spot. Are you feeling that? I believe it is called acrophobia. When I stare into this image, it stares back at me. And I feel concerned for whoever this is. Ain't no way you're gonna catch me somewhere high like that. Heights are not my thing. Never gonna happen. But I have another fear that's kind of unexplainable. It's really weird. It's a fear of reptiles. I have a, I do not, any reptilian being, Mark Zuckerberg included, I am, how does a man drink water? I am terrified of reptiles, but it comes from a deep place of hurt, guys. Yeah, let me tell you a story. I was a wee little lad, a wee little 5th grade lad, living my wee little 5th grade life. And my dad, thanks Dad, my dad brought home from work these turtles. Okay, bring some turtles. And he worked, my parents, I don't know, I was a 5th grader, so all I knew is my dad worked at the poo-poo plant. I know. What is the poo-poo plant? Okay, it's where they take the dirty water and they recycle it. Some of you are like, I've been drinking what? Do your research. Do your research when you drink tap water. That's all I have to say. That's all I have to say about that. But my dad worked at the sanitation district of Antioch, okay? And what that meant is that they had to test the water whether or not it was potable. Raise your hand if you know what potable means. It means you can drink it and not die, okay? Or little organisms can live in it and not die, such as the Delta smilt, and also red-eared slider turtles. So they would, this is gruesome, but they would test the water with these little turtles. They're like this big and illegal to own personally, apart from animal testing. Yes, some of you in here are ready to pick it. You should, okay? Antioch, Delta Diablo Sanitation District. I'll give you the address after. Okay. But my dad brings home this group of turtles, and I was like, this is so cool, Dad. I've always wanted a turtle. This is the best. And there was 5 of them. So we named them Skippy and Slippy and Dippy and Jumpy and the other one, I don't remember his name, but he was weird and had a weird thing on his head. But he was a good turtle. But here's the thing, man. I'm in 5th grade. I'm like, dude, turtles are so sick. Next thing I know, I come down with this really weird sickness. I got really sick out of nowhere. In 5th grade, okay, I started getting these I would get a fever and I would lose a bunch of weight. I wouldn't want to eat. And I thought, I was like, my parents had no idea what was wrong with me. They thought I was sick, that there was something going on. And so I went to the hospital so many times in 5th grade. It was exhausting. I had blood test after blood test, and I kept going through this thing where every couple of weeks I would get sick again, have a fever, be sick and down for a week, and I would lose all this weight. I was a big 5th grader. I was a big boy. And I was not a big boy by the end of that year. It was like something was going on. Turns out, the doctors did all these tests. They're testing me for everything they can imagine, and nothing is coming through until the very end. Some rando doctor was like, hey man, you might have salmonella. Do you have any reptiles in your home? You like to eat uncooked chicken? Is that what you've been doing, buddy? He said, I think you have salmonella. And so it just so happened that Slippy had finally died. Goodbye, Slippy, along with the rest of the turtles. And I never got sick again. Now, for all you reptilian lovers out there, there's no way of proving that the reptiles tried to kill me, okay? But I stand here today because they didn't make it and I did, okay? Okay? And when I see a reptile, I have a 5th grade inside of me, a little 5th grader inside of me. I have a personal vendetta with the cold-blooded critters, okay? I was at a Thanksgiving party and this little tortoise starts running through and I was like, whoa, hold on. Who brought the tortoise? It's not okay? I have a very irrational fear of reptiles. So if you have a lizard or something, never bring it to youth group if you want to come back. That's all. That's the only stipulation I have. How many of you have a kind of a funky fear like that? Like something happened where you're like, I got a weird fear, some stuff that maybe other people think is weird, whatever. You got a weird fear. Listen, here's what we know is true. There are a lot of things that we can be afraid of that it's like a little silly. It's like, I don't know, it's kind of weird. Like, come on, really, lizards? Like, you're bigger than a lizard, Michael. You're gonna be okay. But some of us, we have fears that are a little bit more legitimate. We have fears that are a little bit less laughable. And the reality is this, okay? For your generation, for Generation Z, okay? I'm a millennial. You guys are Zoomers. Hi, good to meet you. As Zoomers, here's what you need to know. Your generation, listen, I want you to listen to this. This is very important. Your generation is the most anxious generation yet. So, that's not a woo. That's not a woo. No, your generation goes through more emotional stress from things in life than any generation prior. Generation Z is twice as likely as millennials to experience anxiety, to experience fear on a regular basis. Pew Research Center found this, that about 70% of teens say that they are worried that one of their friends is suffering from anxiety or depression. I don't know about you, but this sounds like something of like an epidemic proportion, okay? Our culture, the things that you guys are facing today, more of you deal with fear than any generation prior. And here's the thing. The anxiety is a real thing. And what I'm going to talk about tonight it's not something called generalized anxiety disorder. That's a real thing that you should talk to somebody about, you should get help for. But what I am going to talk about tonight are some of the things that we fear, some of the things that weigh on us that don't need to weigh on us. They don't need to be things that we're afraid of. They don't need to be things that capture our affections and keep us from moving forward in a life that thrives because of the goodness that God has for us. There are certain things that we get trapped and we fall into that we don't need to let trap us. And so today, we're going to take a quick look at perhaps one of the most well-known Psalms in the entire Bible. It's Psalm 23. And Psalm 23 was written by a guy named David. And David writes this psalm about what it looks like to be God's lamb. That's kind of weird, right? A lamb. were sheep. How many of you have ever even seen a sheep, okay? Now, El Dorado Hills kids, you know that now because now we use them to keep the grass down. But how many of you have ever even heard of a shepherd or seen a sheep? Here's what this psalm is all about. It's about how God is our good shepherd and we are his sheep. And so there's all these incredible insights that the first people who heard this psalm would have gleaned from it, because they would have heard these things about being brought by still waters and this rod and this staff and the table and the oil, and they would have immediately recognized things in this passage. For us today, we have to do a little bit of work to understand what was happening. But you guys, there's some profound truth that maybe you've never seen in this psalm before. Maybe for some of you, you've never heard of this. You've never read this psalm before. It might be brand new to you. So today, we're just going to focus on one half of one verse. And I'm telling you, man, there's something in here you need to hear. It's on the screen already. But listen to this. It says, even though I walk through the darkest valley, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Even though I walk through the darkest alley, I will not fear. I won't have fear. Why? Here's what you need to know. During this time when David is writing, shepherds used to have to take their sheep places, okay? Right? So you didn't just have Lee's Feed where you could go and get a stack of hay to feed your sheep or whatever. You had to go and take the sheep to other places where there would be food so they could have food. So get this. There were times where the sheep had to go through a valley, and then what they would do, especially in the summer, is sheep have a lot of fur. You ever seen a sheep with a fur? We call it a coat or hair, all right? Some of you ever heard of cashmere? Yeah, that's sheep hair. It's expensive, okay? So sheep have these thick coats, right? And so when it came time for summer, what happens when you're wearing a thick coat in summer? You sweat to death, okay? It's not good for sheep. And so what they do is they would take them up to places where it was cooler. Where is it cooler? The mountains, that's right. And so that's the thing, you take them up the mountains, they start taking them up there, they got lead them up the way. But here's the problem. Mountains are dangerous. How many of you have ever been hiking before? Okay, I have been hiking, and there was one time, I'm not gonna tell the whole story, but let's just say it was a very dangerous hike, and we lost a sleeping bag in a river, and there were 4 of us and 3 sleeping bags, and this is the second week in a row I've told a story like this, okay? It was quite the trip. It is scary to climb a mountain on your own. Now, imagine taking a bunch of sheep with you. Okay, so if you were a shepherd, you had to know everything about that mountain, every crack, every cranny, every opportunity for a predator to come by and to eat your sheep. You had to know it all. And so what the shepherd would do is they would know exactly what it would take to go through a valley and how to get them to a safe place on a mountaintop. But what happens in the autumn, in the fall? What happens on mountains? They start to get cold. I know, you guys, you're getting there. It's good. It starts to get cold. And so they would have to take the sheep down from the mountain into what? The valley. Exactly. And so this was a common thing that was a part of the rhythms of being a shepherd and being a sheep. It was something they experienced regularly. They went through seasons of being on mountaintops and seasons of being in the valley. And David knew that he had to be careful of things like rampaging rivers, floods, rock slides, poisonous plants, ravages of predators, storms of sleet and snow. These are all things that he had to be aware of. But the shepherd, because the shepherd is a good shepherd, the shepherd knew that he had to take the sheep through the valley. Because if he didn't, they would die on the mountain. And if he didn't take them in the valley, they wouldn't have food. They wouldn't have water. They wouldn't be able to survive. So the sheep had to go through the valleys. Now here's how this connects to us, okay? There are 3 things that we need to know from this text when it applies to fear, okay? 3 things you need to know. And this is what it is. There are 3 courageous convictions that you need to combat fear. There are 3 things you need to know to combat fear, okay? The first one is this. The best way to the next mountaintop is through the valley. You're like, I'm not a sheep. That doesn't matter to me. hang on, get this. How many of you have been to Yosemite before? You ever been to somewhere? Okay, maybe you've seen some of the hikes. It's like Glacier Point, there's Half Dome, and crazy people like Jake Manfredi climb that thing and try to climb down, and Ashton apparently. Yosemite is incredible. But imagine at Yosemite, if you climbed up all the way to Glacier Point, and you're like, now I'm gonna do Half Dome. There's probably people who've done that. But you wouldn't go from Glacier Point and take the most mountainous path possible to Half Dome, right? That would be stupid because you would probably die and get tired and not make it there. What you would likely do is descend Glacier Point, or if you're like me, you ride home in the advanced car, you know what I'm saying? All right. I was like, I hurt my ankle, can I get a ride down? You would go down to the valley. And then from the valley, you'd make your way to the next mountain and you would ascend the mountain. The best way to the next mountaintop is through the valley. You guys, God, when we're experiencing God in a way where we're like, man, I just really feel like I know he's here. I really feel like he's got me, like he's here with me. Like I've just had this moment. And I really get God. I really want God. I've seen who he is. I love God. That's something that a lot of Christians will call mountaintop experiences. Like, yeah, we feel like we felt him there. And then what a lot of Christians will call the valley are times when we're like, yeah, I don't know if God's really real anymore. I don't know if I really believe anymore. I don't know, I'm really going through it. I'm going through a lot of pain. I'm not sure if I trust God anymore. And we call those valleys in Christianity. But what's interesting is that the shepherd purposely takes the sheep through the valley in this psalm. He does it with an intention, with a purpose in mind. And here's what you need to know is that the shepherd never takes the sheep somewhere the shepherd has never gone. What's true about Jesus? Jesus experienced every type of suffering, every type of pain that you could ever imagine. He's experienced every type of shame that you could ever imagine. When he was in the garden, before he died on the cross, he experienced anxiety on a level that none of you, I pray, will ever feel. He was so anxious in spirit that the Gospel of Luke tells us he experienced a condition called hematidrosis, which means the capillaries of his skin, the blood vessels in his skin, literally burst, and he began to sweat blood from how stressed out he was. See, people thought this wasn't a real thing, but what they found was that this is actually something that happens to mammals. They were transporting a rhino one time from a zoo, and the rhino was so stressed inside of the carriage because of being on the freeway that when they got to the rhino at the new location, it had been sweating blood. It's something mammals do when they're under intense stress. Jesus experienced intense stress, intense anxiety on a level that I pray none of you ever will. But what we also know is true is that in that moment, Jesus had a different perspective that helped him to go through with what he was about to go through with. It tells us in Hebrews that he did it for the joy set before him. The joy of you and me having a God who empathized with us. Here in Hebrews it says, we do not have a great high priest, talking about Jesus, who cannot empathize with us in any way. Meaning, we have a great high priest who can empathize with us, meaning feel what we feel in every way. Jesus has felt everything we felt. That means the God of the universe has felt what we have felt. He has experienced shame. He has experienced rejection. He has experienced betrayal. He's experienced even anxiety in the garden. He's not going to take us somewhere that he hasn't gone himself. And he knows that even when we face fear, there are good things that can come from it. Here's another thing you need to know about when you're combating fear is this. There's water in the valley. There's water in the valley. There was actually something waiting for them in the valley that was refreshing. So when the shepherd would take the sheep down, there were streams of water. For us in our life, when we're going through something hard and you realize that, wait a minute, all I actually need is God, that is God refreshing you. That's the water there to refresh you on that journey. God is there in the valleys to refresh you. And another thing you need to know is this, is that there's food in the valley. God's provision is still present in the valley. When you're going through it, when you're stressed out of your mind, God is still providing for you. He provided breath in your lungs.
He provided a home for you to be in. He provided food on your table. Many of you have those things. Some of you don't. But God provides even when we're in the valleys. These are three things that we see in this text that if we really believe this, if we have a conviction, meaning a really strongly held belief, we can combat fear in our lives. So I'm gonna give you guys an example from my life, okay? One of the most stressful things I ever experienced. You ready to hear this? Okay, it's kind of a serious story, so I want you guys to put away your cell phones or put it all away. I wanna tell you this, and I want you to listen. There was a moment when we were waiting for Addie to be born that we got some really kind of scary news. Okay, we got some news that made me feel very anxious, okay? She got a brain scan while she was inside Lexi's stomach, and when they looked at her brain, there were pockets of fluid in her brain. There were these weird pockets, and what the doctor said was they said, hey, there are choroid plexus cysts in your baby's brain. And I was like, those words all are scary. That all is terrifying. There's these cysts in her brain, and sometimes they go away, sometimes they don't, but we're gonna do a blood test, and in 72 hours, we'll know whether or not your child's gonna have a life-threatening condition. Those were the scariest 72 hours of my life. I was terrified, straight. I was like, what? It's just all this fear flooded my mind. I'm like, what's gonna happen? And as we were sitting there, we were just praying, we're like, God, what are you gonna do? And we started Googling, and that is the worst thing you could do. Don't Google that stuff. It was bad. And we're like, this doesn't look good if this is what the doctors are saying it might be. But there was a moment when we were stressing out, when we were experiencing anxiety, when I remembered what my good shepherd does in my life. God is my good shepherd. He's who I follow, okay? I'm his sheep, he's my shepherd, which means wherever he takes me, I'm gonna go. And he makes me lie down by green pastures. There are times where I'm experiencing life and everything's good and everything's great and it feels like things are just really hitting. And there's times where I'm gonna go from the mountaintop into the valley, and my first temptation is gonna be to freak out. And that's a very normal human thing to do. It's very normal to be freaked out. It's normal to be afraid. But what I also know is true is that while I'm in that valley, God's gonna be there. Because the shepherd led the sheep to the valley. So God's leading me through this thing, this medical issue that I have no idea about or how it's gonna turn out. And so I had this moment of realization that I can have peace right now, not knowing what the outcome is gonna be because of the good shepherd. Guys, that helped me combat real fear. Real fear. I know this is true, that for all of you in here, there will come times in your life where you will be face to face with fear. You will stare death in the eye, whether it's for yourself or someone you love. You're gonna go through something incredibly painful, incredibly hard. And what I beg for you to have, what I plead before God for you to have, is that when you're in that moment, you would just remember something like this, that God is your good shepherd. In the valley, he's still your shepherd. He doesn't abandon you. In that valley, he's there with you. I felt that comfort in that moment because I knew who my shepherd was, because I knew who my God was. And here's what was amazing. It ended up being okay. Right? We got news back, and they were right. There was a chance that the cysts would go away, and they did. They went away, and she's been healthy so far, which has been incredible. But guys, that moment when I was like, I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know how I would have navigated that without God. I just don't. I don't know how I would have got through that without a good shepherd. And what I want for you is a good shepherd who's gonna help you combat your fear, because fear is real. You're gonna face it in your life, but you guys, you need to know this and be encouraged by this. There are ways to combat the fear, and the good shepherd has the tools. Okay, let me pray for you. We're gonna send you to small group. Okay, God, we love you. We thank you for tonight. We thank you that, oh man, we can be courageous in the face of fear because we know that you are leading us. And if we just submit to your leadership, we know that there are good things on the other side. And that good thing, it just might be you, and we know that that's enough. that you are enough, God. And so we love you. We praise you for tonight where we can have fun and come together and build community, but more importantly, that we get to come and hear your truth, and that truth would begin to penetrate our hearts and take root in our hearts, God. We pray this in your son's name. Everybody said, amen. Remember, if you are a middle school guy, small group is in here. Everybody